father always taught me to keep the end of the ready.
Hello again. Wonderful to see you. As before, I've arranged a special price on the broom upgrade for you. You'll be thrilled with that broom, I promise you. You're all set with the new upgrade. I can't wait to hear what you think. This may sound presumptuous, but...
You'd like me to report back with even more flight details.
You know me well. I feel I'm almost there. I just think I can improve broom flight a bit more. Miss Ray's is running a time trial at the South Coast course. Not ideal, really, what with rumours of Ranrock's lot and Ashwinders infiltrating the place. However, if you're flying high above them, you should be all right, I think.
I'm not worried, Mr. Weeks. I'll see if I can...
I hope you are able to complete... Do be careful, of course. I look forward to our next meeting.
Perhaps I could test out my new upgrade on the way.
Are you ready to put an end to Harlow?
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hogshead. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hogshead, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
Where am I to find these friends of his?
I do not know about Mr. Rabe, but his wife, Daisy, is often in Hogsmeade, as is Agabus Filbert. And Otto Dibble, he works at Gladrags, so you will likely find him there.
What sort of information am I trying to gather from these people?
They may know what evidence Mr. Bickle had against Harlow, or they may have evidence of their own. We simply need to know whatever they know.
Very well. I'll speak with them, see what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them. Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
Revelio.
What's the point of toiling? It could be done
Mrs. Rabe should be nearby.
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and I'm trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until I came home one night and found my husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband?
Isco's job is even more removed from the vaults than mine. He travels the world for the bank. He could do nothing. I'm the one in the bank on a daily basis, which evidently makes me an enticing target for black...
Have you helped Harlow since your husband was taken?
No. I'm worried sick about Isco, but he'd never want me to compromise my integrity. I also know that he's extremely clever. That said, I was hoping he would have escaped by now. It makes me concerned as to...
Are you sure the note means that your husband was kidnapped?
What else could it possibly mean? Besides, I came home to find that someone had trampled the daisies in our garden. It may sound silly, but those were Isco's pride and joy. He would never have let that happen.
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing that...
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful.
Some evidence worth hanging on to.
Thank you. I hope it's not too late.
Now, to find Mr. Otto Dibble works at Gladrags. I should check there.
Please tell me you didn't take it.
Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I'd like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right. But we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man. But even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, well, secretly... We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her.
What does he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very He said, your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative, but I can't keep it out for much longer. I'm terrified to say it.
Could you give me a bit more detail about the note? That might...
It's on Rosie's special pink stationery. It has her monogram at the top, RH. That's how Mr.
What have you been doing to keep the extortion a secret?
Well, as I mentioned, creative bookkeeping. And I've also been trying to cover the costs with my own... Of course, none of this bodes well for my efforts to improve my circumstance.
I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind to me. Why don't you just tell him?
He's a lovely man. But when it comes to Rosie, I fear he loses all perspective. If he'd see this, I'd lose my job instantly, and Rose.
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to...
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it,
Understood.
Now hurry off before Mr. Hill returns. Well...
We're on the right track. Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends. Agabus Filbert must be around here somewhere.
Hello there.
Revelio. Aloha Mora. Revelio.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Tragic, what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence committed against me. But I feared Harlow's retaliation, and so I refused.
If you had spoken out against him as Mr. Bickle asked, perhaps Harlow would be locked away by now.
Perhaps. But perhaps I would have suffered a similar fate.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again, but do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not like people talking, as you already know.
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty.
Revelio.
It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there. How about some sightseeing?
Let's go.
Natty must be around here somewhere.
Revelio.
Natty's wand. She can cast without it. She wanted me to find this. She's in trouble. Revelio will show me where she was taken.
Nosy little students get what's coming to them.
Can't imagine how muggles get by.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly. The footprints led to this room. There must be another way forward. Revelio. hidden door. Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly. Revelio. I'd better be sure I'm not seen. Revelio.
When we're done here, I'm going straight to the hogshead. Or perhaps I'll just... Don't interrupt me. Mind yourself. Understood?
It's about time Rookwood took control. He doesn't need Ranrock.
Hey!
Trickus totalis. Revelio.
The Hamlets don't stand a chance against us.
I don't trust Ranrock. Girl's been nothing but trouble.
Trickus totalis. Revelio.
Ordinarily dull. Does no one put up a good fight anymore? My loyalty's to Rookwood and no one else. Rookwood will reward us for our loyalty, don't you fret.
Revelio.
Why do I always end up on patrol duty?
Not now, not ever. Rookwood's gone mad.
Hey!
We may be working with the goblins for now, but soon they'll be answering to us.
Be on the lookout for the girl's friend. If they're daft enough to try to come through here.
Patrol for what? Nothing ever happens.
Revelio.
Lower Hogsfield needs some stocks after our little visit. I've raided Brockborough more times than I can count. They're incapable of defending themselves.
I've seen this coming. I told you all, too many minds at work and not one needed, not one.
It's exhausting.
Revelio.
Rookwood's work for him. He can fight his own battles. How did I get mixed up in this? Doing Rookwood's work for him?
Oh, I fancy it's time we found a new unsuspecting trader around.
What?
Revelio.
I used to be stationed near Irondale with Selwyn.
We should speak to her again. Perhaps she'll tell us where we can find that friend of hers.
She's determined to say nothing. The boss will deal with her when he arrives. What? Last time I was in Lower Ox?
Nuisance when supplies run low, though.
Trickus totalis.
Expulsion!
Stupefy out there. Ontario. The finger.
encourages.
Confringo.
You could eye for me, did ya?
Bombarda. Revelio.
They don't seem to care for me in Hogsmeade.
Bombarda. Revelio. Natty must be here somewhere.
You found us. I knew you would realize I had left my wand for you. Over here.
Aloha Mora. Revelio. Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been abducted.
You spoke with my wife. How is she?
Worried about you. Are you all right?
I am all right. Thank you for coming. These locks are cursed, and there's an anti-apparition jinx on the cells. Even Natty's skill with... I need you to find my wand. Well done. I knew... Now, you best stand back.
Revelio.
Thank you, Mr. Isco.
My pleasure. And thank you, my friend. We owe our lives to your bravery. I may be too weak to disapparate with you both, but I can try.
You go ahead. Find Officer Singer. We will get out of here on our own.
Very well. But be careful. Thank you, my young...
Revelio.
Be prepared. These ashwagandhas must be. Go like be as a shadow.
You die for that.
What is this now? Let me answer. Here one.
Thanks for another picture.
Incendio. Confringo. Bombarda.
No one takes one of my own and
Accio. Revelio.
They got what they deserved.
The book of poems that was taken from Agabus Filbert. He'll be thrilled to have this back. Arresto momentum. Bombarda. Revelio. 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 Otto Dibble's love letter from Rosie. He wanted me to destroy this if I found it.
Find Officer Singer and put an end to Harlow.
Natsai Onai. I should have known. And you, the troll dispatcher. Oh, thank goodness the two of you are safe. Isco Rabe told me a couple of students had rescued him. Should have known it was you two.
Is Mr. Rabe all right?
He is. I sent him home to his wife. Miss Onai, your mother will not be pleased to learn that you're still risking your safety pursuing these dangerous men.
Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashwinders. In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe, to blackmail his wife and Natty, Rookwood and Harlow have also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble.
I will look into all of that. As for the two of you, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you are taking great risk. Next time, please let the authorities handle the Ashwinders.
Yes, officer. Do you have enough evidence to take down Harlow and the rest of Rookwood's lot?
Well, it's certainly a good start. We shall see. But you can leave this to me now. Natsai, you may wish to speak with your mother about this before I do.
My mother will not like this. Thank you for rescuing me. We shall speak soon.
Revelio. Protego!
The Ashwinders have ceased pestering me. I suspect that's your doing. Thank you from me and Rosie both. We're just leaving for our honeymoon, after we tell Mr. Hill of our recent marriage. Wish me luck.
good, you're safe.
There you are. You were in such a state when you left.
The poachers got to my gran. Someone recognized me in Horntail Hall and they got to her. She's fine, thank goodness. But they were at her house, our house. They assumed I'd sent the egg there. She said they took the whole place apart looking for it, screaming that we'd cost them everything.
If your gran's all right and they didn't get the egg, then perhaps we're fine.
I should have known. I underestimated the poachers. And now another creature's in danger.
What do you mean?
The poachers refused to leave empty-handed, so they took valuable journals that Gran had discovered when she was researching rare creatures. One of them contained theories about a secret hiding place of the Snidget, long thought to be extinct.
Exactly what kind of creature is a Snidget?
It's a small bird with golden feathers. It's incredible. It has rotational wings that are... In fact, the golden snitch in Quidditch is based on the Snidget, which...
Why would Snidgets be valuable to poachers?
They could make more money with Snidgets than they ever would have fighting dragons. The golden Snidget's feathers and eyes are incredibly valuable. If the poachers found some now, I can't bear to think about the horrific way...
Where exactly are these Snidgets allegedly hidden?
Gran says the journals were a bit cryptic, which is good. From what she recalls, the journals only noted that the key to finding them lay in the moonlight. Gran thinks...
I take it you aren't going to let the poachers anywhere near the Snidgets.
Gran wants me to stay out of it, but I know she's devastated that poachers might go after the Snidgets, if they still exist. We had the element of surprise on our side when we saved that dragon, but the poachers will be watching for us now.
We need allies. Others who hate the poachers enough to help.
Merlin's beard! You're a genius! The centaurs, they'd want...
Sounds as if we need to go and...
We'll need to be careful in how we approach them. Tensions... Still, I think they may be our only hope. I'll let you know as soon as I have a plan.
Aloha, Mora.
Revelio. 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 Revelio.
Unless you're anticipating being poisoned sometime in the
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel is.
It is wonderful to see you back here. Oh, perhaps today you have something you'd like Penny to sell for you? Penny wishes you safe and wondrous travels.
Revelio.